Well, the project started way back in 2011 just to take the original roll of honour and build a database telling the biographical story of the men who died. But there were many things that spun off out of the original research programme. The casualty map with all the names, with all the addresses yellow dotted, and the idea that we could place some blue plaques on the houses that still remain. Only, of course, 1/6 of all the houses where men lived. And people, after we'd got 300 plaques, I thought, why don't we have a little walking trail that people could go around? So we've created the first trail, which is trail number 1. It may be one of many. We'll see how successful this is.
Good morning, my name is Councillor Gary Bell and I'm the Armed Forces Champion for North Tyneside Council. And we're here this morning to commemorate the Blue Plaque Trail and the pamphlet which has been kindly produced by the project, the Home Rail Project. Being a veteran myself, I understand sacrifice, and these men went to war in horrific circumstances, and all the blue plaques remember those who are fallen, who died of their wounds, who some of them never returned back to their homes, and their families were left in dire circumstances in most cases, widowed with many children and having very much hardship for many years.
My name's Caroline Kemp, and I didn't realise when I lived in this house that actually a young lad who lived here gave up his life in the First World War and died at only 23 years old, Hugh Maxwell Hutchison. And I've looked him up, I looked on the database, which is fascinating. Lots of people are looking at the blue plaque as they come by, and when I see that blue plaque, all I can think about is the poor mother who had to think of her son having that terrible wound and dying in the mud in a field in France in November at only 23 years old. So it's a mixture of sadness, but another mixture of feeling would be it's beautiful to have the memory and remember it, and I think Hugh and his family would be very pleased that this trail was here and people were remembering and thinking about him.
The trail leaflet lists 18 men in a triangle of houses opposite the Linskill Community Centre, and you can obtain the trail leaflet guide either at Keelrow Bookshop, from our work room here in the Linskill Centre, North Shields Local Studies section, Discover North Tyneside, and the Fishing and Maritime Heritage Centre down on the Fish Quay. And we hope a lot of people will be interested to just get hold of a copy of the leaflet and take a walk one afternoon. Take about an hour, 1.5 mile walk, the weather's fine, and just stand and reflect at the different addresses on, well, who these men were and what it was they were doing before they gave up their lives.
It's a 1.5 kilometre trail, and it takes about 60 minutes starting from the Linskill Centre. And North Tyneside Council is very glad and very honoured to have supported the project. I heard a mother murmur through her tears, I didn't raise my voice.